On an absolutely spectacular fall evening here in Fitchburg. This is Luke Connery along with Dave Svenz bringing you high school football action tonight from Crocker Field. Xaverian High School comes in from the greater Boston area to take on the undefeated and number 4 ranked in the state Fitchburg High School Red Raiders. And this has got all the earmarks of being a great football game. Tough to compete with what happened last week down in Brockton at Marciano Stadium, but this is really the one that has scared me all season long. And they're here and they're very impressive. They have big numbers, and Xaverian is going to be a formidable foe tonight for the Red Raiders.
Well, no question about it, Luke. And of course, Brockton, Fitchburg seems to have Brockton's number. They've beaten them consistently and down there as well. But they've played Brockton over the years, and they kind of know their program. Xaverian, as you mentioned, is just we don't know them. It's the first time they've ever played. They've won Super Bowl after Super Bowl. They did get beat by Brockton for Armand Colombo's 300th victory 2-3 weeks ago. But as we say, we don't know what to expect here tonight. Either they're the big bad Bears or Fitchburg's going to have their way. But we've got 44 minutes of football coming up, and it's going to be very exciting. I'll tell you one thing. If everybody shows up that has told me in the past week they're going to be here, we're going to have one heck of a crowd here tonight.
Yeah, we should have a big crowd, and of course we love to see everyone come down here that can make it out. You got a beautiful night. We're going to see the space shuttle go over about 7:50 tonight. Joanne Hughes, our resident, what is it? What do they call people that look through telescopes?
Peeping Toms.
Well, no, not quite that, but
Astronomers.
Astronomers, right. Yeah. She's our resident astronomer. She says that the space shuttle is going over at 7:48. We're going to have a full moon. That's going to pop up in a minute.
By the way, that's the Hunter's moon.
It's the Hunter's moon,
yes.
But unlike the harvest moon that we have at St. John.
Last month.
Last month,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But at any rate, we should have a great game here. And I believe we are going to, obviously, we're going to have a great crowd here tonight, and we want everybody that possibly can to come on down. There's still plenty of time as the Fitchburg High Marching Band is just coming in the Circle Street gate. But we have a little bit of video, I believe, that kind of urge you to get on down here. Then maybe not.
Fitchburg does face one challenge tonight, in that their fine blocking back and the tandem running back to Frank McDonald, Norman Cole, will not be playing this evening. Just imagine that, would assume that B.J. Fitz would step into that spot. We'll wait and see what Coach Cosenza does. Cole has a concussion, and it's a slight concussion, and he's expected back next week, but he will not play this evening. Frank McDonald got banged up a little bit down in Brockton, but he is dressed and ready to play. And the other major injury that Fitchburg has to deal with is number 57, Timmy Caron. He is still on crutches and will not be playing this evening. So that just adds to the dilemma that Fitchburg High faces with a team that I think we're going to mention a number of times tonight, just a team that we've never seen before. We're used to... when St. John's is good, we've seen them before. We've always gone down to Brockton. Now we know all about Leominster. We know about the Shrewsburys and the Shobas, the Milfords. But this is brand new. This is Xaverian, the private school out of Boston. It's where the Hasselback boys went. And, they're in the pros, Boston College. So they've produced some great football players out of that program. So I'm sure that they will be ready. And they come in here looking like the big-time high school football team. The way they carry themselves and the way they do their pregame warm-up. So they're an impressive group, and we'll just see how Fitchburg High handles it.
Well, it's interesting because when they come out on the field to do their pregame warm-ups, they don't wear pads. And I guess the reason being then when they finally come out onto the field, they've got the pads and they look that much bigger. It's, all psychological stuff. I think if there's any pressure tonight, it's not on Fitchburg. It's on Xaverian because, they're sort of carrying the torch for Eastern Massachusetts football. Fitchburg has done very well against Brockton, and so we'll see what happens here tonight. But the crowd continues to stream in here, and I hear more and more, Luke, people talking about a possible Thanksgiving Day game with two undefeated teams, Fitchburg and Leominster.
Well, that's what I hope and pray for. I mean, I'd love to see John Dobzinski win all of his games. I'd like to see Leominster successful in everything that they do, except when they come here. So that would be our dream, to see Leominster come in undefeated. But, Leominster's schedule in the first half is a little softer than the schedule they're going to play in the second half. I believe tomorrow they play down in Shrewsbury. And I think that'll be a pretty good indicator of what type of a team that Leominster has this year. One thing about Fitchburg, we talk about Xaverian coming in with the big reputation and all the Boston press they get and the athletes that they've had. Fitchburg has never been intimidated on the football field, and that's why Coach Cosenza has played the Brocktons and has scheduled this type of a game, because this is what they like to do. There's our steeple, but
now,
no light yet.
It looks much better on camera than it does in real life here, because there are no lights on the steeple again.
Hopefully we will.
At least once before the end of the season.
The officiating crew, I saw them walk in their civilian clothes, and it appeared to be an out-of-town crew, people that I hadn't recognized or seen before. They are on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh High School.
They are on the field, and but neither team has shown up yet. Well, we know they're in the area. There was a little. The presentation that went on over in the field house before the game, and it had to do with
yes.
Well, actually, it had to. Let's see, the Red Raiders defeated the Wild 11 in the first game, which was played. Apparently they played Xaverian, or what did they do? No. This is a baseball game. This is a baseball game between Fitchburg and Gardner that took place on May the 11th, 1918, in front of more than 3,000 fans here at Crocker Field. And Fitchburg pitcher Francis Woody Woodcomb threw a two-hitter and had a heck of a game. His daughter, Patricia Woodcomb, will present a plaque with the picture of the 1918 team during a ceremony that they had before the game over in the field house, and of course it will stay in the field house for forever.
Yeah. One of the things that was interesting, and I think we mentioned it before, but when Crocker Field was built, as we see the Red Raiders coming out of the clubhouse, the emphasis was not so much on football back when it was built in 1916 or 17. It was baseball, and the baseball diamond, home plate, was right down to the right of us here where the covered stands are, that curve, and that was right behind home plate.
Yeah.
And do you know why they moved it?
Because they were probably hitting too many home runs.
No.
Okay. Too many foul balls?
When they play baseball in the spring, where the sun was, there was no sun getting on to where home plate was, and it was frozen. Oh. And then when it thawed out, it got muddy. So they moved the baseball diamond all the way across the field.
Now, it's my understanding that once the baseball field that I believe they are going to play baseball eventually up at the new high school.
Okay.
And not next year, though. Not this year, perhaps next year, and maybe not even next year, because they wanted to really firm up and really be ready for play.
Right.
And then when they do that, of course, then the infield that we see down on the field house side of the field will then become all grass.
Right. Of course, the infield really wasn't a part of the. Didn't touch the gridiron until they put in the new track here several years ago, and they had to sort of realign everything. But anyway, we are getting very, very close as we see 3 captains for Xaverian and 3 captains for Fitchburg going to midfield.
If you get a shot over there of the Xaverian sidelines, they brought a lot of people. There's a lot of white shirts over there.
Yep.
Frank McDonald, Jason Toomley, and Tim Roy out there for the Red Raiders. 16 is Toomley, 20 is McDonald, 66 is Timmy Roy.
Before the start of the game, we're going to have to ask fans on the Fitchburg side, please find a seat. Do not be standing.
Fitchburg does come in with a record of 5-0. Xaverian comes in with a record of 4-1. They're only blemished to Brockton. And
now that was Colombo's 300th, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. This Fitchburg High team here has won twice in Brockton. This one right here.
Yep. There's the toss. Looks like Fitchburg may have won.
And it said they were going to receive.
Wow.
Now that's something new.
Wow. I'm assuming that I thought they won the toss. It looked like the indication from the official was that they had won. But at any rate,
they're going to receive.
They're going to receive. And all we need right now is Fitchburg High Marching Band to play our national anthem, and we'll be ready for some football here at Crocker Field. Band director Paul Morey conducting the Fitchburg High Marching Band in our national anthem as both clubs return to the sidelines, and there you see the Red Raiders getting ready to take the field.
I was going to say, I wish it was right up there. I was trying to whisper it, and my mic's on. I know we did these games so many years sitting down, and now I stood up for the last game or two, and I like standing up, but you don't get to look at the monitor as much. And once it gets cold, we'll be sitting down again.
Wow. Well, all right, Xaverian teeing up the football on the 40-yard line, and we're just about ready to go at 7:01 on a Friday night, Friday the 13th under a hunter's moon. Fitchburg and Xaverian for the first time ever right here at Crocker Field. And here to bring you the first quarter of play, my partner, Luke Connery.
Thanks, Dave. Number 31 back there, Kevin Tully for Xaverian, getting ready to kick off to Timmy Keenan or James Alexander. And we're underway here at Crocker Field. Xaverian Fitchburg picked up finally by Frank McDonald, and he's got an opening, and he gets it across the 40, up across midfield. He's got it blocking. I don't see any flags. Cuts back inside, and that's going to be a touchdown for Fitchburg High School. Frank McDonald picks it up at about I'm going to say around the 20-yard line, and he took it all the way for a Fitchburg High School touchdown, and welcome to Crocker Field, Xaverian High School.
Well, I got to tell you, this kid just continues to amaze me, just the way he is able to. I mean, you watch that whole run, and I don't know if we're going to get it on replay or not, but, I mean, he just not full speed all the time, but he's just picking out spots. Okay, maybe I better go over this way. And it was just unbelievable. Some great blocks. And let's see, 19 seconds. 21 seconds have gone by.
85-yard run by McDonald. Logan's kick is up, and it's good.
Wow. Well, that's it. 21 seconds have gone by. The opening kickoff, Fitchburg. Frank McDonald runs it back 85 yards, and it is 7-0.
You know, it seems like every time there's that little juggle of the ball, that little change in the momentum, and it always breaks into a big play.
Yeah.
And of course, McDonald's got that vision, that peripheral vision, and he can see the holes. There was a couple of times when he got up around the 40 and up to midfield, looked like he was going to be stopped.
Yep.
And he makes those cuts, and just an amazing runner.
Wow.
Wow, what a start. Ted Reed had a shot at him at midfield for Xaverian, but missed the tackle. And now Fitchburg will just turn it around, Ryan Logan, and he'll tee it up on his 40, and we'll see what Xaverian's all about. But they've got to be shaking their heads.
Well, now we know why Fitchburg decided to receive this time. He must have known something.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Wow.
21 seconds, we're up 7-0. So that's a good way to get it started.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get Mo on your side.
And it would have been less than 21 seconds if he didn't make that cut
Right.
across the field.
85-yard
Wow.
touchdown run by Frank McDonald. And now Logan will kick off to Xaverian. Good kick, going to be picked up and fumbled at the 25-yard, and a big hit by Alexander. James Alexander, number 2, a big hit on the Xaverian runner, and he stops him right at the 29-yard line, and that's where Xaverian will take over, 1st and 10. Joe Bickerstaff is their quarterback, number 14. They come out with a wide left. Mark Thomas, number 7, wide to the left. Bickerstaff is calling signals. Giovanni Benson is their big-time running back. He gets the first call, and he gets it across the 30 up to about the 34-yard line. Stopped there by Tim Roy and Marcus Di Natale. So a pickup of about 4 on the play. Let's make it or 3. Let's make it 2nd and 7. As Xaverian starts running off tackle in their first play and stopped for a 3-yard gain. Benson back there behind Bickerstaff. He's going to get it again. Same play. Goes around the left side. Gets up across the 40-yard line up to about the 45. Good enough for a first down before he's run out of bounds. So Xaverian picks up the first down of the evening as their fine running back, number 22, Giovanni Benson, a senior, 5'10", 180. Ball's being spotted at the Xaverian 45-yard line, 1st and 10. The Hawks of Xaverian. Bickerstaff back to throw. Intercepted. Right there. He tried to throw a quick one, but we'll see who picked it off. I don't know if that was 84. That was number 84 for Fitchburg. That's Mike Thomas. And they try to do that little quick opener across the middle, Dave, and Thomas picked it off.
Wow. Amazing start here for the half of this crowd isn't even in the stadium yet and have sat down and or haven't sat down and it's already 7-0 and the Raiders have picked off an interception here and it's 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of the Xaverian.
Fitchburg High minus Norman Cole gives it to the first man through. That's Fitz. B.J. Fitz taking the place of Norman Cole. Picks up a couple, gets it across the 40 down to about, they're going to mark it at about the 39-yard line. About a 3-yard pickup. It'll be a 2nd and 7. So Fitchburg on offense here for the first time. even though they're up 7-0 on a spectacular kickoff return, opening kickoff return by Frank McDonald. Now Shea comes out wide left along with Keenan. Toomley calling signals. Fitz and McDonald in the backfield. This is Fitz again. No, Toomley keeps it, and Toomley gets it inside the 30-yard line. Enough for a first down. Faked it to Fitz, kept it himself, and picked up 9 on the play. Gets it down inside, just inside the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 right there. Toomley, as he does on every play, go over to the sidelines to Coach Paul DiGeronimo to get the play. Brings it in. It's Alexander in motion. This is McDonald. McDonald tries to get around the outside, can't. Picks up maybe a yard or so on the play. We'll give him a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
See the Hunter Moon rising over the big one.
Yeah, the Hunter Moon is coming up. It's Friday the 13th. The space shuttle's be going over in about a half an hour. What more do you want?
Yeah.
We're up 7-0. We're driving. Come on. Toomley once again gives it to McDonald off the left side. Makes a cut inside. There he goes. Frank McDonald still on his feet inside the 15-yard line. Frank McDonald picking those holes up. They're going to mark it right on the 15. It'll be a first down for Fitchburg as they're driving. 7:50 remaining here in the first period. The Red Raiders up on top by a score of 7-0. This is Corey Nass and Keena both wide to the right, but it goes right up the middle. And that's Toomley taking it close to the 10-yard line. Let's see where the spot is. Looks like he picked up about 4 on the play. They're going to mark it at the 11. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for Fitchburg.
2nd down and 7. Ball is at the 11-yard line.
Fitchburg playing very controlled here on the first possession. Haven't gone up top yet, but has spread people out on each and every play. Toomley once again calling the signals. This is McDonald, tripped.
He slips.
Slipped right at the line of scrimmage.
Covered by number 42.
So no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 6. Ball is just outside the 10-yard line.
Fitchburg's got to get down to about the right at the 5-yard line for a first down. This is Fitz. Fitz fumbles on the play, but I think he picked it up. Fitz dropped the ball there, but got right back on it, and now it's going to bring up a 4th down and decision time for Fitchburg High. I guess they're not even going to consider the field goal, although Ryan Logan has a strong foot.
Yeah, he does.
So they're going to go for, looks like they're going to go for it here, and they're going to call a timeout. Yeah, Fitchburg's going to talk about it. We've seen Logan, before the game, and and his extra points are very, very strong. It seemed like he might want to opt for that. Plus, you end up with lousy field position for Xaverian should he be unsuccessful. So
we shall see.
I think one of the issues, though, is with Karen out, and I believe Karen was their snapper, and I think they were having some problems doing that, so that might be the reason why he doesn't want to try a field goal. Well, let's see what Coach DiGeronimo has come up with here as Fitchburg faces a 4th and 8 with the ball on the 12-yard line. Toomley calling signals. And they're going to be a delay of game here, I think. No, he called another timeout.
No.
Fitchburg called timeout once again.
I think it'd be delay a game because it was a timeout, but
No, but they still only have 30 seconds to get that play off. And I saw on the sidelines Coach DiGeronimo raising his hand, so it looked like they probably weren't ready for the defense that Xaverian had lined up with.
Next week we'll be right back here as North Middlesex comes to town. Their program having some problems this year. They, I believe, 0-5 going into this weekend. And then 2 straight games on the road at Wachusett and then at Algonquin. And then they finish out the season with 2 games at home against Westboro on the 10th of November, and then, of course, Thanksgiving Day against the Blue Devils of Leominster High School.
Is Dennis Miller going to be available to take my place?
I don't know, because you're going to be in South Bend.
I'm going to be in South Bend then. I'm going to miss that Westboro game, so I don't know if you contacted Dennis. Or
I haven't.
Are you? Or
I may.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
Keeping our options open here.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Big 4th and 8 for Fitchburg at the 12-yard line. Toomley back to throw. Throws it across the middle to Keenan. Keenan goes down to the 5. Touchdown, Timmy Keenan.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. 13-0.
What a great call.
It was a great call. And obviously, when they came to the line of scrimmage the first time, something wasn't right, and they called a timeout. And boy, what a timeout it was.
He threw that pass to him over on the left side, and as he was coming towards the middle of the field, and made a couple of nice little cuts there. You know, he only had to go 12 yards. He ran about 30. Here's Logan's kick. It's up and it's good.
Timeout on the field, 5:44 to go here in the opening quarter of play. Fitchburg High fans are on their feet applauding the Red Raiders, who have bolted out of the gate to a quick 14-0 lead.
And take a look on the other side, and our friends from Xaverian are very, very, very quiet. I mean, you know, hey, let's face it, we're the broadcast team for Fitchburg High School, but there's 5:44 to go in the first period, so we have a lot of time to go.
No question.
And this team can score some points, and has. So let's not put this one in the W column yet.
No.
But we'll take the first 6 minutes of this game.
We won't give those back.
No. So Logan set to kick off to Xaverian. It's end over end, picked up right at the 20-yard line by Xaverian. And a saving tackle there by the jersey, because they had some daylight there. I'll try to get that number of who made that. Looked like it might have been number 9 for Fitchburg. That's Tom Foote. And he grabbed him by the collar there, like Sister Mary Damien used to grab me in the 6th grade, and just hauled him down.
Although his grab probably wasn't as strong as Sister Damien.
No, it wasn't. Actually, it was in the 7th and 8th grade. She was my favorite. Just talking to my wife about that. Definitely my favorite teacher.
Really?
But boy, what a...
Now, where was that?
That was a Sacred Heart, St. John's up in West Fitchburg.
Oh, wow.
Boy. Very, very similar to Paris Island. Whistle on the field. I don't know why, but they're going to get started now. Bickerstaff, as I said, number 14, the quarterback. Giovanni Benson, the running back. Give it to the first man through. Let's get a number on him. Benson went wide left. Ball carrier was number 32. That was David Nelson. So Nelson and Giovanni Benson are the 2 running backs for Xaverian. Bickerstaff is your quarterback. I
see a somber crew on the other side.
Oh, yes. Okay, we're under 5 minutes to go here in the first period. Fitchburg on top 14-0. Second and about 4 for the Hawks of Xaverian High School. This is Giovanni Benson. Gets around the right side. He's quick. Finally brought down right at the midfield. Saving tackle there by Toomley and number 84, Mike Thomas. But good pickup by Giovanni Benson as he powers into Fitchburg High School territory for a first down.
Benson, 5'10", 180 pounds. He's a senior for the Hawks. First time they've been in Fitchburg territory.
This is Benson once again around the right side. There's a flag down on the play right at midfield. We'll have to wait for the call. Benson was driven out of bounds at about the 45 for a 4-yard pickup, but it looks like this may be it's a crack block or a chop block below the waist being called against Xaverian, so they'll bring this one back. We had a list of the signals, the referee signals that the athletic director, Doug Grutchfield, had run off.
Really?
And I don't think I brought them with me.
I was going to bring a program from the 1964-65
Only
season.
you would have that.
Coca-Cola
Yeah.
used to right down there at the bottom.
All those little Larry Fletchers down the bottom.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Terrific. Well, this is going to back up the ball way back. This is going to go back now inside the right about the 35-yard line. So they're going to mark it in Xaverian territory at the 35. So it's going to be first down and 25 for Xaverian as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first period. Fitchburg on top by a score of 14-0. Frank McDonald ran back the opening kickoff, and then Toomley hooked up with Timmy Keenan for the second score, and both kicks by Logan were good. 14-0 Red Raiders. Bickerstaff. Fitchburg moved, but no flag. Bickerstaff gets a little bit of running room, picks up 6 on the play, gets it across the 40-yard line up to the 41. Dina Talley and Mike Thomason on the stop for the Raiders. It's going to be a second down and 20 now for Xaverian. Now Benson comes out wide right. Nelson behind Bickerstaff in the Hawk backfield. Back to pass is Bickerstaff. He lets one go down the right side, pushing all over the place, but incidental contact. Good coverage there by Tim Keenan as he says something to the back judge about a little pushing and shoving, but the pass went incomplete. That'll bring up a third down for Xaverian.
Well, I think the ball came down out of bounds, so probably comes under the heading of uncatchable.
Yeah. So this brings up a big third down play for Xaverian, 3rd and 20 at their own 40-yard line. Nelson back of Bickerstaff by himself. Bickerstaff again throws it across the middle. It's caught by Benson, and he's stopped by Keenan, but he gets it across midfield down to about the 48-yard line, but that'll bring up a 4th and 8, and I think that Xaverian's going to have to punt it here, Dave.
Well, it's still very early in the ball game. We have 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the opening quarter, so it's not panic time yet for the Hawks. Can you say fake?
I was thinking the same thing, Dave, the exact same thing. Good snap. It's a high kick, but not very far, and then Fitchburg's going to let this one bounce, and it gets like a lateral bounce, and it's finally downed at about the 27-yard line by number 14. That's Bickerstaff, the quarterback. So Fitchburg's going to take over on their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2:44 to go here in the first period.
Well, a very, very exciting start for the Red Raiders. As Luke mentioned, McDonald taking the opening kickoff and running it back 85 yards. So 21 seconds had gone by, and Fitchburg was up 7-0. And it is now 14-zip, 2:44 to go first quarter.
Jason Toomley calling signals for the Raiders. Keenan and Shea wide to the right. This is McDonald. Tripped up a little bit in the backfield, but plows ahead, maybe picks up a tough yard. We'll give him a yard on the play and make it a 2nd and 9. As Frank McDonald got a little tied up in his own feet there and couldn't get moved forward.
It's an interesting effect over there. The moon behind the clouds. And
yeah.
Looks like all we need is a lava lamp here. Go back to the 60s.
All right. I'm for that. Fitz and McDonald behind Toomley. This is McDonald again off the left side. Plows across the 30-yard line up to about the 31. picked up probably 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Fitchburg.
Ball is at the right head. 32.
Corey Nass in the game. Shea out. Toomley comes back to the huddle with the next play as we're under 2 minutes remaining here in the the first period. Big 3rd down play here for Fitchburg. Toomley gives it to McDonald again off the left side. He gets to the 35-yard line, but is going to come up short. 2 or 3 yards short of a first down, so Fitchburg's going to have to kick.
By number 88, that's Derek Anderson.
So with the ball spotted on the Fitchburg 35. Good snap. Toomley gets it away. It's a good kick. Benson calls for a fair catch at the 34-yard line. So good snap, good punt, and a fair catch by Benson. And I wanted to get a look and see who was doing the snapping there, and I missed it. So I'll wait till the next time, because I know that with Karen out, they had to get someone to take his place on those long snaps.
So the Hawks trailing 14-0 with 52 seconds to go here in the opening quarter of play. Will go to work 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line.
Bickerstaff, Nelson, and Benson in the backfield. 1st and 10, Xaverian. First man through is Nelson. He powers away across the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 8 on the play.
Brought down by number 58, Joshua Boyne. And Frank McDonald, number 20.
Raboyne, McDonald, and Toomley in on the stop for the Raiders, and they're going to give them a first down.
1st and 10. Hawks.
So the 10-yard pickup by Nelson gives Xaverian a first down at their own 43.5-yard line. Bickerstaff again gives it to, now it's a pitch back to Benson. He goes around the right side and then met by number 2, James Alexander, and rammed out of bounds. Good pursuit by Alexander, helped out by number 9, Tommy Foote. So Fitchburg, and Benson's got some good speed, and he can get around that corner, but Fitchburg played that one pretty good. It's going to be a 2nd and about 7 for Xaverian. The ball on their own 46-yard line. Time winding down here in the first period. This could be the last play. First man through is Nelson, and he goes up right to about midfield. Pickup of about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a second. No, it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3. And that's going to be the end of the first period, with the Fitchburg High School Raiders out on top by a score of 14-0 on a spectacular 85-yard opening kickoff return by Frank McDonald and a little 12-yard touchdown toss from Jason Toomley to Tim Keenan to give Fitchburg their 2nd touchdown and a 14-0 lead.
A very impressive first quarter for the Red Raiders, and Xaverian has got to be wondering what have we gotten ourselves into here. But as Luke said, a lot of football to go here. We've got 33 minutes to go, and but Fitchburg certainly doing very, very well here in the opening quarter of play.
I'm anxiously awaiting the space shuttle arrival, which is coming at, let's see now.
7:48.
7:48.
That's what Joanne Hughes said, but I
the
doubt.
Moon has come up now through the cumulus nimuluses, and it's just a beautiful sight here.
I doubt if we're going to be able to get a shot of it because of the lights here at Crocker Field, but it is due to come over.
Look at this crowd.
Wow.
Just a tremendous support here tonight for the Red Raiders, and we're for that. Okay, right at midfield, and Dave Svens with the second half.
All right, thank you very much. Right at midfield, as Luke mentioned, and on the keeper, That's Bickerstaff taking it up over the, or down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. It's going to be a pickup about 6 or 7, good enough for the first down.
Well, Xaverian has, shown some good offensive control here when they've had the ball. They were picked off on an interception, but they have marched the ball pretty well. The turnover hurt them.
1st and 10 from the Fitchburg 42.5-yard line. First man through, that's Nelson. Gets down to the 35-yard line. And it'll be a 2nd down and about 3. So Xaverian moving the ball well on the ground. As Bickerstaff has attempted a couple of passes, 2 or 3 passes, and needless to say, he's got an arm.
Yeah, Nelson's had some success up the middle, and then they use Giovanni Benson for their wide game, and Bickerstaff can throw. So I mean, they've got all the tools.
All right, Bickerstaff. Pitch. Benson trying to cut back. He does, but gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a half or a yard beyond that, but that's it.
Big 3rd down play now for Fitchburg. It's going to be 3rd and a couple here at just inside their own 40-yard line. 3rd and 2 at the 39 of Fitchburg. Xaverian looking to continue this drive. I would think they might be in 2-down territory.
Yeah, that could be. 3rd and 2. Bickerstaff gives to Nelson. And he's close. And then pushed back.
His forward progress got to about the 32-yard line. I think they're going to give him the first down. Yes.
First down, Xaverian.
So the Hawks of Xaverian trying to claw back here after trailing 14-0. Actually, they are trailing 14-0. As they break. Nelson and Benson in the backfield. Bickerstaff, the quarterback. Goes to Nelson. Nelson's got very little, maybe 2 yards.
Nice tackle by Tom Foote, number 9 for Fitchburg, as he kept them practically in the backfield there. He didn't get much room at all. He only picked up a long yard.
Now, David Nelson, that's not Ozzie and Harriet's kid, is it?
It could be.
Could be?
Could
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
I thought I saw Wally before the game, so it could be him.
2nd down. Long 8. Pitch comes to Benson around the left side. He is cut down on the far side. It's going to be short of a first down by about a yard or so.
Good saving tackle there by Jason Toomley, and showed some good speed on tracking Benson down. So it's going to be a 3rd and 2 for
Now, Wally was in, I believe it's a Beaver.
No, but what was the friend's name? Wasn't his name Wally?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it?
Yeah, Wally. You know, the guy with the kind of fat guy. There was Lumpy was on Leave It to Beaver, but I think Wally was David and Ricky's friend.
Okay.
And Gillis upstairs, right?
Yep. No, that was.
Oh, that was Life of Riley.
Life of Looks like a first down for Nelson, whatever sitcom he was on. Inside the 20-yard line to the 19. And it is 1st and 10 for the Hawks.
This is a good drive for Xaverian. They've used a lot of the clock, but they have marched this thing right down the field, and they've got it now, inside the 20. Fitchburg would love to toughen it up here. Dina Talley, Roy, Foote at defensive line.
Bickerstaff calling the signals. And it goes to Giovanni Benson. He's down to the 15. Dina Talley with the tackle. And it'll be his 2nd down and 5.
2nd and 5.
Well, Xaverian, let's be honest, they're controlling that line of scrimmage
Oh,
right
absolutely.
now. They're moving this the old pigskin down the field here, and Fitchburg would love to toughen this up here. These are the yards get a little tough down here. Got a pretty wide open offense, though.
2nd and 5. This time it goes to Benson. He eludes a tackler in the backfield, has got the first down. There's a flag down.
Benson is brought down by Corey Nass down at about the 5-yard line.
Holding against Xaverian,
Wow.
so they've had a couple of tough calls here in the first half.
And the thing is, we're not, on both of them, we're not seeing much of a dispute from the coaching staff.
Well, Benson, they got that ball down close to about the 2-yard line, it looked like. This is a big penalty. This helps the Raiders out tremendously.
Brings it all the way back to the 23-yard line. 5:56 to go here in the first half. It is 14-0. Fitchburg leading the Hawks of Xaverian, of Westwood, Massachusetts, perennial Eastern Mass powerhouse. And it goes to Benson again, trying to get around the left side and not finding much there.
Corey Nass, number 1, a big stop, and so Fitchburg is tightening up here and going to bring up a 3rd down for the Hawks.
Excuse me, 3rd and 12. Ball is at the Raider 21-yard line.
Ball on the 21. It is a 3rd and 12, and at this point in the ball game, this is well, it's probably, as Luke mentioned earlier, probably 2-down territory here. But with it, rolling to the right, is the quarterback, throws, and it is intercepted, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, Jason Toomley read that quarterback all the way, and he had the interception. There was no problem, but there was a problem. It was out of bounds. But Toomley, very, very good at picking off passes. Has done it several times already this year, and just read that quarterback all the way over to the sidelines.
Not sure if that was a quarterback option or what, whether he was just going to decide whether to run it or throw it. Anyway, he decided to throw, and it was out of bounds. So it is a 4th down, and it is indeed 4th down territory here. 4th and 12. Big play here as we approach 5 minutes remaining in the half. Bickerstaff dropping straight back. Chased out of the pocket. Throws. Incomplete. And the Red Raider, a flag goes down.
Late flag, but I think a good call. Toomley did bump him. Fitchburg saying it was an uncatchable ball.
Wow. Well, that's a biggie there. The Hawks have had 2 big penalties go against them, and now this one goes against Fitchburg.
I think they might be bringing it back, though. This is going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do here. Yeah, they called pass interference against Fitchburg. Now they're just trying to figure out where to put the ball. So it's still going to be a 4th down. Oh, it's going to give them a 1st down. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a biggie there.
So the ball's spotted right outside the 5-yard line. It's going to be now where they're going to put it.
Instead of taking over on downs, the Raiders now have their backs against the wall.
The referees don't know where to put it.
Well, let's put it here.
They got it now at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal at the 9.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
My final answer. I'm sticking to it.
All right, Bickerstaff. 1st and goal from the 9. Hands off to Nelson. Nelson trying to go around the right side. Oh, that was Benson, not Nelson. And he's brought down after a gain of maybe a couple.
And he stayed in bounds, too. They haven't got it rolling, but
Let's keep moving. People want to watch the game.
a lot of people here tonight. Trying to move this crowd along.
This would be a good night to get in on that 50-50 raffle.
Second down.
Second down and
Goal from the 8.
goal, and it's about on the 7-yard line, 6 or 7. First man
Nelson
through
right
is
up the middle.
Drives close.
close to the goal line.
Very, very close.
This is down at about the 1-yard line.
If they score here, you know, you almost got to hope that Fitchburg can get something going with 4 minutes and a half to go to take the momentum away from the Hawks. And it goes to Benson. And he's in for the touchdown. Giovanni Benson takes it in from a yard out. And the Hawks of Xaverian are on the board. And the clock is continuing to run.
That clock is very unofficial.
Yeah. And the extra point. Low snap. Nice recovery. The kick is up. And it is good. So it is 14-7. And now the Fitchburg fans getting up on their feet and urging the Red Raiders to try to answer that Xaverian touchdown.
Yeah, that would be the key to this game. Maybe if Fitchburg can come back right now, you know, and get that momentum back on their side. They played a tremendous first half, but Xaverian marched right down the field, chewed up most of the clock there in the second period, and capped it off with a 1-yard run by Giovanni Benson to put the score at 14-7. But Fitchburg needs to get right back into this and protect that, not only protect that lead, but also show a little offense here to end the first half.
All right, Kevin Tully, the senior, is the kicker. He's shown thus far he's got a pretty good foot. .347 to go.
Heads up on every play. You don't know what's going to happen here.
And he boots it right down the middle. Takes a bounce, gets by Keenan into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and the Red Raiders will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. So a nice kick by Tully.
That's one thing I think we should watch for the rest of the night. I just got a feeling there's going to be some skullduggery here or some trick plays, and that was not a trick play. That was just a good kick that went through the end zone, and Fitchburg wisely let it go. It was like a knuckleball.
Yep.
And they're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Keenan wide to the left for the Raiders. And the give is to McDonald. Cuts back to the left and is hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for about a yard. Once again, Norman Cole is not playing tonight. He has a mild concussion, and discretion being the rule, I guess, and he is sitting out and is expected to play next week. Second down, long 9. And Toomley calls his own number and gets a couple of yards.
Almost had that ball ripped out of his hands, too. Was kind of surprised from the backside and was able to bring it back in and hold on to it. But Xaverian is getting themselves right back into this ball game.
Yes, they are. Fitchburg has to kick on this series. We can see the momentum shifting.
Fitchburg just called a timeout. And that's at least the 3rd timeout that they've called this half. So Probably have 2 left.
Well, very nice honor for Ray Cosenza, Fitchburg High head coach, who was honored. Matter of fact, until this happened, I didn't even know the Patriots did it because they always do it in Eastern Massachusetts. But high school coach of the week, and went down, I guess, yesterday and with his kids, and got a plaque, I guess, and a $500 check that'll go to in his name to the Fitchburg High Athletic Department. Well, it's nice that we're finally, and Jeff Sagarin's ratings now. Unfortunately, you got to go on the internet to get him, but
the only thing that's too bad about Sagarin's rating is the #1 team in Massachusetts isn't even on the ratings, and that's BC High. They're number one in the East, and he doesn't even have them in the top 20.
Wow.
I don't know what that's all about. But no, Greg Cosenza, well-deserved award, and it'll be on TV tomorrow night.
3rd down. 7 yards to go. Quarterback draw. Toomley is got the 1st down. Jason Toomley picks up the 1st down on the quarterback draw and keeps the drive going. A very big play there. Otherwise, it would have been 4th down, and they would have had to have kicked.
That's a huge play. That's a huge play with time running out here in the second quarter. If you can't score, you don't want to give it to them and allow them a chance to get down.
Exactly.
So this will keep the drive going, and 4 more downs for Fitchburg.
33-yard line. Second man through, and McDonald is tripped up. Gets about to the 35. Very small gain, if any.
Now they're going to give the 2-minute warning to each coach. So clock's right on, only a second off. Good job. So the 2-minute warning being given to each bench, and Fitchburg faces a 2nd and 10.
I never understood why they give a 2-minute warning. I mean, we got a clock here. 2nd down. 10 yards to go. Toomley still has it. Throws. It is complete. And a 1st down and then some to Fitz. B.J. Fitz.
Great play again by Toomley hooking up with Fitz. And Fitz grabbed it and got some open field and got it down into Xaverian territory, down to the 42-yard line. So a huge play, and let's stop the clock. So it'll be 1st and 10 with 1:50 to go here in the 2nd period.
You saw Coach DiGeronimo sending in play with Toomley. All right, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Toomley again calls his own number and gets inside the 40, down to about the 37, possibly the 36-yard line before he's pushed back.
Hurry up offense now for the Red Raiders. No huddle.
Minute and a half to go unofficially. It goes to McDonald. Little hole there, and he's down inside the 30-yard line. And another 1st down. And a timeout being called by the Red Raiders.
I think that's their 4th timeout, Dave. That'll give them 1 more. And we got a minute and 25 to go. 1st and 10. Almost thought they might have wanted to run that play with a hurry-up offense because the 1st down stops the clock. They opted to take a timeout, so the ball inside the 30-yard line, 1:25 remaining, Fitchburg driving.
All right, the Red Raiders trying to answer the Hawks touchdown. Toomley rolling to the left, looking to throw, gets it away. It is incomplete, intended for Keenan. down on about the 15-yard line. Red Raider fans wanting an interference call, but I really didn't see the justification for that.
No, the fans really well. They had that one called against them over on the other side, so they were looking for the reciprocal call over here. Didn't look like any infraction to me, and plus it again that would look like an uncatchable ball also.
Yep. One good thing coming out of it, it does stop the clock with 1:18 unofficially to go. Ball just inside the 30-yard line. It is 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. They lead 14-7. Toomley back to pass, throws off on the right side. It is incomplete. Not a really well-thrown ball there, uncharacteristically by Toomley, intended for Corey Nass. And it brings up a 3rd down and 10. And that play used up just 4 seconds.
Now Fitchburg trying to go upstairs now here, and you got a clock management issue here, and they're throwing it, and they're getting away a little bit from their running game. They got them to where they are. Toomley back again, and he's hammered.
He was hammered, and doing the hammering is number 45. I don't see him on. Oh, here we go. Jason Fannin. He's a senior, 6 foot, 195, and it brings up a 4th down. Now, what do you do here with 53 seconds left, given the field position?
I'd kick it.
Ball is on the 38-yard line.
I'd kick it.
Doesn't look like that's, well.
I'm not the coach.
No, and I guess they are. Nope.
They're going to take a delay of game here. No, they took their final timeout. They ran it down as far as they could, the clock, and then they called a timeout so they wouldn't get the delay of game penalty. So we got 27 seconds. Now what do you do?
Oh, I think you go for it because
I don't. I think you should kick it here and get them as far down this side as you can.
well, if you're going to kick it, why do you call a timeout?
Oh, well, they just wanted to chew as much time off the clock as they could, because if they had kicked it in regulation time.
Well, then you take a delay of game, even though it's a penalty.
Yeah, but I just think that I would want it down here as far as you could. I'm sticking to that. You know, Xaverian has at least 4 timeouts. Yeah. Let's see what they do here. I'm still not sure they're gonna run a play, but I guess they are. They can chew up, if they have a running play, they could chew up 10 or 12 seconds maybe. If they throw it.
Well,
now let's see.
They're going for it. 4th down, 18. Toomley back to pass. Looking, steps into the pocket, throws. It is complete. 1st down.
I don't think they have you were right on, Dave. That's a great call. They don't have any timeouts. They're going to have to, down this ball right away on the ground.
And I didn't see who that was complete to.
I think it was a complete either to Alexander or Nass.
Okay. Wow.
Well, we got 15 seconds to go. The ball's on the 15-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd down, but that doesn't make any difference at all. They can run off at least 2 plays, or they can throw the ball at least twice.
And of course,
and Logan might get him in the game.
I was just going to say, another few yards, and we could have a field goal. Ryan Logan, sophomore, got a real strong foot. But let's see what happens here. 15 seconds, unofficially remaining. 1st down. Pitch comes to McDonald. McDonald's going to throw back to Toomley, and it's incomplete. And Toomley was wide open. And he had a couple of blockers in front of him, too.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I like that call.
Yeah, I do too. And one of the things though is that the running back have different shoulder pads on, and they're not made to be throwing the ball. They're different from the quarterback, and I think that he was a little restricted in throwing it back.
So it's 3rd down and 10 with unofficially 9 seconds to go here in the first half. 14-7. Fitchburg on top. Toomley to Keenan, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down, and might we see, yes, I think.
It doesn't look like Logan. No, they're just going to go for it. They're probably going to throw something into the end zone. Really not sure exactly how much time is left. It's got to be pretty close to what's up on that scoreboard.
Sure. Nast to the right. Toomley back to pass, looking, throws towards Nast. It is incomplete. And Xaverian will take over with no time showing on the scoreboard clock. And there is no time in the first half as the Red Raider fans get on their feet and applaud their boys as Fitchburg heads to the clubhouse with a 14-7 lead over the Hawks of Xaverian.
They got some little conference over there with the officials of the Xaverian coaching staff, and Coach Chalafu standing in there for Fitchburg High to see just what's going on. But I think it probably had something to do with the timeouts or the number of timeouts. I'm not sure.
Well, certainly is a summit meeting going on over there on about the 23-yard line. And purely conjecture as to what is the topic of conversation there. But obviously, Xaverian's coaching staff has some issues. But whatever, it is halftime as the Fitchburg High Marching Band is making its way onto the far side of the field. Fitchburg just had this crowd on its feet just 21 seconds into the ball game as the opening kickoff. Fitchburg, in a very rare occurrence for them, decided to receive. And Frank McDonald ran the opening kickoff back 85 yards for a touchdown. And as I say, just 21 seconds into the game, the Red Raiders had a 7-zip lead.
Yeah, and then also in that first quarter, they came back with a nice Toomley to Keenan hookup. And, geez, before you know it, Fitchburg's up 14-0. And a shocked and stunned Xaverian crowd over on the other side of the field didn't know what hit them, but Xaverian marched, came back big time in the second half, and totally up until the end, dominated offensively and marched up the field and scored with 4:10 remaining as Giovanni Benson went in from just a yard out, and the kick was good, and that's where we ended up the first half with the Raiders on top of the Hawks by a score of 14-7.
Well, there you see the Red Raider Marching Band getting ready to entertain at halftime, and we'll let you enjoy that.
Duke Ellington's Set Doll, followed by Any Goodman's Let's Dance. Color Guard captains are Christopher Glover and Amanda Randall. Color Guard staff advisors include Marie Lowe, Katie Schmidt, and Deborah McKenna. This year, drill was designed and directed by Patty Casey, and your drum majors for this evening's show are Garrett MacArthur and Michelle Barrett. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Paul Morley, the Pittsburgh High School Red Raider Marching Band, and Color Guard performing Satin Doll and Let's Dance.
traffic is long. Long day staying on the sideline.
Where were you? We're back. Yeah, we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Bernie Buckley just showed up for the halftime interview. The halftime's over. We can't let that happen. All right. Well, both teams are back on the field after a lovely halftime performance by the Fitchburg High School Marching Band, and we're just about ready for second half action. And looking around as you went out to do some schmoozing during halftime, this is about the biggest regular season crowd I've seen in a long time.
Yep. No question about that. I did see I.M. Pei in the...
How is he?
He's fine.
Really? He's right on the same timeline with the Big Dig as getting this press box finished, from what I understand.
Well, there you see the Red Raiders getting set to go as the Hawks of Xaverian are already on the field. And now the Raiders are too. They will be kicking off. And here to bring you the third quarter of tonight's game as the Fitchburg Red Raiders lead the Hawks of Xaverian 14-7. My partner, Luke Conry.
Thanks, Dave. Ryan Logan teeing it up for the Red Raiders. Matt Beerus, number 1, back there along with Giovanni Benson, and number 7, Mark Thomas for the Hawks of Xaverian High School. 14-7, Fitchburg High in the lead, just underway here in the second half. Goes to one of the up men, picks it up at about the 30-yard line, brought down there hard by number 9, Tom Foote. The up guy, number 86 for Xaverian, that's Adam Evans. So Xaverian High School will take over 1st and 10 in their own territory at the 36-yard line. They were very impressive in the beginning and midway through that second period as they controlled the game and went in for their only score at about the 4-minute mark of the second period. Bickerstaff calling signals. This is Benson, and he stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Big hit and a fumble. Now picked up by Bickerstaff, but I believe it was blown dead. A big hit there by number 58, Josh Raboyne, and others. Number 84 is Mike Thomas, and Frank McDonald comes out of the game. He made one of the hits, and he's got a left shoulder problem. And we'll have to take a look. Maybe it's just a little stinger, and he'll be okay. But there was some contact there on that run. It's 2nd and 9 for the for the Hawks. This is Nelson. Nelson chews up, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Stopped by number 84 again. That's Mike Thomas. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
The 50-50 raffle number, 957-436. 957-436.
It's going to be a 3rd and 6 for Xaverian. And then this is Benson trying to get outside, and he does, and he gets a little bit of room very, very close to the first down. I think they'll mark it right on the, let's see, it's going to be an important spot.
He's got it.
He gave him the first down, so if Benson goes wide out to the right there and picks up the first down, McDonald back in the ball game, so it was nothing serious. Number 20 for Fitchburg.
This is where the Raiders got to really dig in defensively here because they let Xaverian score. We got virtually a tie game and momentum.
Is that Nelson? Nelson gets it across midfield and into Fitchburg territory. And Xaverian did this in the second period. They chewed up 4, 5, 6 yards a pop and brought it down the field for their only score in this game. And they're doing the same thing right here. 2nd down and 5 for Xaverian, just inside Fitchburg territory at the 49. 3 men in the backfield now behind Bickerstaff. And there's a flag on the play as
I think Fitchburg
there's another fumble.
I think Fitchburg lined up offside.
Offside Fitchburg, and I thought they were offside on a play before that, Dave. But we've got just kind of an angle up here that we can't really tell. But they called it that time, so that's going to be almost very, very close to a first down.
Offside Pittsburgh.
You know, the sign of a very good football team is when the other team takes a quick lead from you and it doesn't do you in. You know, you have the confidence in your team to come back. Fitchburg did it 2 weeks ago against St. John's. Looked like they were getting pushed all over the field by St. John's and came back to win. Could we be seeing the same thing with Xaverian here?
1st and 10, 44-yard line of Fitchburg. Xaverian's Bickerstaff calling signals. Gives it to Nelson. Stood right up. Nice play there by number 58, Josh Raboyne, and followed up by Tim Roy, who made the stop with help from number 67, Anthony Finelli. So only a 1-yard gain on the play there. It's going to be a 2nd and 9 for Xaverian as we approach the 8-minute mark here in the 3rd period. Fitchburg on top by a score of 14-7. Bickerstaff again, pushed it back to Benson. Benson's got the speed, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Picked up probably about 5 or 6 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and a long 4, possibly 5.
Very early going here in the second half. This is a big play. Fitchburg can stop them here. It would, as Xaverian wants to talk about it, they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout Xaverian, and they're going to wind the clock down a little bit too. Winding it down to around 7 minutes and 10 seconds. So 7:10 remain here in the 3rd period. Fitchburg on top by a score of 14-7. The ball currently at the Fitchburg 38-yard line. It's a 3rd down and 5 for Xaverian. This is Benson, right up the middle.
Looks like he got it.
Gets it very close for another first down. Again, we'll have to look at the spot. The spot is going to be right on the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and a long 1.
4th and 1.
Big play here for both teams.
Absolutely.
4th and 1. The fans getting into it here on the Fitchburg High School side. Bickerstaff gives it to Benson, and Benson lunges forward. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be very, very close.
I think he's got it.
Very close. It's all the spot. And I think there might be a measurement here. There's going to be. This is very, very close.
Wow.
It appears, boy. I think he has it. I think he has it by a half a foot.
Wow.
Wow. I've never seen this before.
No, I've never seen this either. Either he's got it or he doesn't.
Pittsburgh howls. I have never seen an official take that long. Fitchburg has held at their own 35-yard line, and that was like centimeters. Unbelievable, but a huge break there. Not a break, a great play by the Fitchburg High defense, and advantage Fitchburg.
I mean, and of course you carry the chains out, and I mean this isn't thousandths of an inch here. It depends on where they put the chain down, but
we'll take it.
We will take it.
Jason Toomley calling signals. First man through is Fitz. There goes Fitz right up the middle. 40, 35-yard line, B.J. Fitz. So right back at him, right across midfield. A big pickup by B.J. Fitz. Goes from 35 to 35 for a 30-yard gain for Fitz as he takes the place of Norman Cole tonight in the Fitchburg High School backfield as Cole is out with a mild concussion. Fitz comes in and explodes up the middle for a 30-yard gain and a Fitchburg first down in Xaverian territory. Toomley keeps it himself up the middle. The scrum gets him up to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on the play. Going to be a 2nd and 5 for the Raiders as they march towards the Xaverian goal line.
Number 88, Derek Anderson.
5.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Fitchburg marching and well in now into Xaverian territory. 2nd down and 5. Shea comes out wide to the right, Keenan wide left. Cole, Fitz, and McDonald in the backfield. Toomley keeps it, gets it across the 35 down, and he lunges forward. And he may have picked up the first down, Dave. Let's see what where they mark it. It's a first down for Fitchburg.
Wow. Great second effort by Jason Toomley. Seems like he's been quarterbacking forever here. And of course, he...
I know. Started when he was a baby.
He did. Of course, he got his start as a freshman in the Thanksgiving Day game down in Leominster when starting quarterback went down.
Toomley gives it and keeps it himself. Goes off tackle, got some running room. Gets it down inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 14. So Jason Toomley, nothing fancy here. One little fake to the running back, and then he keeps it himself, and he gets it down to the 15-yard line. A pickup of about 8 on the play. Let's make it a pickup of 9. It's going to be a 2nd and 1 for Fitchburg.
Clock continues to run. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It is 14-7 Fitchburg.
Very important score here if the Fitchburg can bring it home. This is McDonald. McDonald off the right side. He gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Once again, a reminder, we'll be back here next Friday night, the 20th. North Middlesex comes to town, and then Fitchburg hits the road for 2 weeks against Wachusett and Algonquin. And the Raiders will close things out at home Friday, the 10th of November against Westboro. And then, of course, Thanksgiving morning, the 23rd, here at Crocker Field.
3rd and 1. Toomley keeps it straight ahead. Another spot for the referee. I mean, there's been several of these so far tonight. Another great spot by the referee. I like it. It's going to be, they're looking at it, and they're giving them the first down. So Fitchburg march continues as they're down to about the 13-yard line now. 1st and 10 Red Raiders.
Boy, they'll be talking about that 4th down in the measurement for a while.
Got a good contingent of the press here tonight, led by Steve Kendall and front runner John McGuirk with his New York Mets hat on. It's a pathetic sight. There's McDonald going around the left side, trying to cut up inside the 5-yard line, down close to the goal line. This is a great time of the year, you know, with the playoffs going on and everything, and see who the fans are, you know. They're all year long wearing Oakland A's hats and then turn around when the Mets make it and they come in with a Mets hat on. I mean, what's that all about? Okay, the ball being spotted now at the 2-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 2 as McDonald got ever so close to that end zone, but was tripped up. Looks like Xaverian called the timeout. And the coaching staff is saying, stay out there, Fitchburg.
.258 time showing on the scoreboard clock. That's time remaining in the third quarter. Fitchburg leading 14-7. They led 14-0 before Xaverian came back in that second quarter to score. And they had the momentum going, and just key series here in the third quarter. And Fitchburg's defense stopping Xaverian on fourth down. And here we go.
Toomley calling signals, gives it to McDonald. Touchdown. Frank McDonald.
Wow. 20-7. As Frank McDonald takes it in. And Mr. Logan. Ryan Logan checking in. He'll kick.
And Ryan Logan's had a very good year. He's got a strong foot. I think he's only a sophomore. We're going to see a lot more of this kid. And if his kicking continues, well, he'll be another weapon that Fitchburg High will use down the road. Kick is good.
And of course, Ryan Logan is a transfer, a school choice student from Leominster. And I'm sure that'll be weird playing against his former teammates on Thanksgiving morning. But there's a timeout with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And it is 21-7 Fitchburg.
Well, let's listen to Mr. Touchdown.
Well, the Hunter Moon rising higher in the sky, and so too are the hopes of the Red Raiders here, as they've taken a 2-touchdown lead once again over the Hawks of Xaverian as Logan gets set to kick.
End over end kick to the right side, takes a big hop down to right to about to the goal line, and finally pounced on by number 1 for Xaverian. That's Matthew Barris. And the ball is being marked at the 5-yard line, and that was dangerous. That's dangerous territory. That ball is up for grabs, and anybody can pounce on it. And that's just an advantage Fitchburg.
Well, I think they thought it was going to take a hop into the end zone, and of course it took. When the ball's got the points on both ends, they never know which way it's going to go. And very wisely, of course, was hopped on by number 1 Matthew Byers. But they are deep in their own territory, 95 yards away from pay dirt.
Okay, Bickerstaff brings the Hawks out with the running back in the end zone, handed off to Benson, and he gets it up to about the 7-yard line. Giovanni Benson, pickup of about 3 on the play. It'll be, let's make it 4, a 2nd and 6 situation now for Xaverian.
Ball is at the Xaverian 9-yard line.
Fitchburg's defense looks ready for this, and a little enthusiasm on the Fitchburg High bench as Bickerstaff calls signals for Xaverian. This is Giovanni Benson once again trying to get outside, can't. Stopped at about the 12 or 13-yard line. Nice play by number 66 Timmy Roy and number 1 Corey Nass, who gets up limping and comes over to the sidelines, and Dr. Walker will take a look at him. Looks like he twisted an ankle as they're checking him, and Al Toomley on the sidelines. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 situation for the Hawks at the 12.5-yard line. Mac Thomas wide to the left for Xaverian. Now Nelson, the ball carrier, and he gets nowhere. So this is going to bring up a 4th and 2 for Xaverian. They're going to have to kick, Dave.
Wow. Minute and 5 seconds remaining. And the clock continues to tick.
Fitchburg High defense has had a great third quarter.
But I'll tell you, that no matter how this game turns out, that should Fitchburg win, that big defensive play on 4th down looms huge.
A shank job with a Xaverian bounce, and it gets up to about the 37 or 38 yard line, but not a good kick, and Fitchburg has got to have excellent field position as the third quarter winds down with the Raiders on top of Xaverian by a score of 21-7.
You've had a long day flying in from Denver.
Yeah, breakfast in Denver and lunch over somewhere, and then into town this afternoon, and had to get back for this. Wouldn't miss this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Toomley calling signals with Fitz and McDonald back. He's going to throw. Now he tucks it in and he goes up the middle on a quarterback draw. There goes Jason Toomley. Jason Toomley to the 5. Oh. Touchdown, Jason Toomley. No flags on the play. A 38-yard touchdown run by the senior quarterback.
You will never, ever see a final 3 or 4 yards like Jason Toomley. He was tripped up and just would not go down and was able to lunge across the goal line. Unbelievable.
I was a little surprised
Here
when
we go. Watch this last. There he goes. Look at that. Boom.
The effort's there. The effort is there for this kid. This kid's been a performer for 4 years, and not anything he does doesn't surprise me anymore.
Now, who have we got injured down here?
Somebody on the field?
Yep.
Okay, in the end zone. Looks like a cramp. But I was a little surprised when I saw him go back to throw, and then he just tucked it in and
I don't know if it was the draw or what. But it's Toomley. Wow, what an effort. I'm amazed.
I think it was a cramp.
Of course, that's his.
And he's walking off underneath the goalpost. I don't know where he's going, just trying to get off the field perhaps. But he just seems to be a little shaken up, holding his right arm, plus he's limping a little bit. I think he's got a cramp.
Well, I hope that's all it is.
Trying to walk it off. Of course, he's with Dr. Walker and his father. His father, of course, the Fitchburg High trainer, Alan Toomley. Here's Logan's extra point attempt, and that's good.
That's Dr. Cochran.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've said that before, haven't I, Walker? Why do I keep on saying that?
I don't know.
Of course it's Dr. Cochran.
Well, the kick is good, and Fitchburg now leads by 21, 28-7. As Jason Toomley, just an unbelievable play, and he's okay. He's along the sidelines with his dad, and there you see.
Trying to stretch out there. Got a cramp, and Norman Cole over checking him out. Tim Keenan, Ray Kazenza, of course, giving him a big high five. That was just a tremendous run, Dave.
Oh, those last 5 yards were unbelievable. I didn't think there was any way he was going to be able to stay on his feet, but he did, and just stretched out his arms and got the ball across the plane of the goal line, and it obviously was 6 points. 18 seconds remaining unofficially here in the third quarter.
And it just gives Fitchburg a little bit of breathing a little bit of breathing room with a 3 touchdown lead here entering the fourth quarter in just a few short seconds. That was touched by Xaverian. It's going to roll all the way back into the end zone. That's going to be 2 points. He touched that, I thought. Yes, the referee is calling that a safety. That was touched.
I haven't seen this. I didn't see the safe.
He touched it in the playing field.
I didn't see a signal as a safety.
No, well, I saw the referee give it over in that corner over
Okay.
there, but then it was waved off by one of the up officials that probably had a better look at the play. Fred Sullivan just came over and said that momentum is a factor in kickoff returns, though. Anyways, it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 20 for Xaverian. 7 seconds remaining here. Bickerstaff back to throw, running to the right. No place to throw it, and just kind of like throws it away. Good coverage by number 5, Tim Keenan. And that's going to end the 3rd period with the Fitchburg High Red Raiders on top of Xaverian by a score of 28-7.
Wow. And once again, the Fitchburg High fans are on their feet applauding their team, who have just done a magnificent job here. And not to beat a dead horse, but boy, that 4th down play, that, as you mentioned, Luke, I mean, I've never seen it either, where they brought the chains out to measure, and they put the chains down, and it still took like 15 or 20 seconds for them to decide whether or not Xaverian had made the 1st down. They ruled they had not, and Fitchburg took over, and of course go in for the touchdown. So a very huge play there. Otherwise, Xaverian could have scored, and we could have had a tie game.
Well, let's not get too overconfident here, but you get through this part of the schedule 6-0. You got to be looking at a pretty good year for the Fitchburg High Red Raiders.
And you know what you hate to see is if Fitchburg should win tonight, they're 6-0 and gone through this 3-game stretch of playing, St. John's, beating them, beating Brockton in Brockton, and hopefully beating Xaverian here tonight. And next week you go up against North Middlesex, who going into this week is 0-5.
Right.
But always seems to have Fitchburg's number.
Here's the 4th period, and to call the play-by-play, Dave Svens.
All right, Luke, thanks very much. Xaverian, there's the pitch. It goes to Benson. Benson's got some running room on the left side, brings it up over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And it's a 1st down. So the Hawks of Xaverian have got their work cut out for them. They need 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points to tie. They have shown the ability to grind out an offense, but haven't really had the big play. And frankly, as time winds down, that's what they're going to need to throw. The pass is incomplete, intended for John Loyacano.
And that's exactly what Amon Colombo said last week. And I believe the St. John's coach said the same thing. Fitchburg has the big play.
Right.
And they've won their games on big plays. Then they've done it here tonight. I mean, that opening kickoff, that run just there by Toomley, and then the biggest play is that 4th down play. So that the big plays, Fitchburg High, has been on the right side tonight.
What bigger play can you have than run back the opening kickoff 85 yards and kind of set the tone for the game? 2nd down and 10 after the incompleted pass. The pitch goes to Benson, left side, gets up over the 35, and there is a flag down.
Probably in a holding area on Xaverian.
That's what it is.
Yep. So they'll talk to number 66, the captain of the Red Raiders, Tim Roy. He'll make the decision. Coach Shalavu says move him back. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
So it'll still be 2nd down, but instead of 2nd and 10, it's going to be 2nd and 20.
Well, we missed Sputnik or whatever was coming over at 10 minutes of 8 or whatever.
7:48, yeah. The space shuttle.
Yuri Gagarin's still up in that baby?
No,
Is he still up in
no.
He's not around anymore?
No, he's dead.
Is he?
Yep.
Check.
There's a pass, and it is incomplete. Matter of fact, he died in a plane crash.
Did he?
Yeah, got to space okay, but
Couldn't get to
Yeah.
Siberia. Well, those were exciting days back
they
then
really
during the
were.
space race.
I still remember as a kid in the 4th grade, my father waking me up at like 4 in the morning, going up to Overlook Reservoir to see Sputnik come over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I freeze? 3rd down. And about 18 or so to go. Flag goes down. Long pass down the right side. That one's going to be almost caught by Ray Cosenza. Mark Thomas, the intended receiver, but that was thrown out of bounds. Let's see what the flag is. Illegal procedure going to be called against the Hawks.
They'll probably decline this if they can. Bring up a 4th down. Oh, it's going to be 4th and long, and Xaverian's going to have to kick it away.
9.5 minutes to go. Fitchburg leading by 21 points.
Jason Toomley was back in the ball game there, so he's okay.
Tim Keenan, the deep man for Fitchburg. Good snap. Kick is away.
Big
Keenan
kick.
on the 40. He's going to let it go, and it takes a Fitchburg bounce. Came down at about the 43-yard line and bounced back to about the 47 or so. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders there.
That was a good kick. Didn't get a good bounce, but good height on it, and it did bounce back, though, about 10 yards. So it's going to be spotted at the 47-yard line of Fitchburg. Toomley is back in at quarterback, loosened up that cramp in his calf. And
The thing that's amazing is Toomley, we talk about his exploits here on the gridiron, but he's a better baseball player than he is a football player.
that's what they say. We haven't heard the last of him. He keeps it up the middle. Jason Toomley.
47-yard line and across midfield. Nope, they're going to mark it short of midfield, about the 49-yard line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Inside 9 minutes to go here in the ball game. Red Raiders jumped out to a quick 2-touchdown lead. Xaverian came back in the 2nd period, cut it 14-7 and had the momentum going. But the Raiders in the 2nd half have had it their way. Give is to B.J. Fitz. He doesn't get much. Might have gotten to midfield.
Well, Fitchburg is trying to hold on to the ball and just take as much time off of that clock as they can as we're getting down around the 8-minute mark. 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the 4th period.
Third down at 7 from midfield. 8 minutes to go. Toomley, the pitch to McDonald. McDonald not finding much there. Going to lose, actually back to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll be a 4th down, and the Raiders will have to punt. As Mr. Logan will check into the ball game. You traveling this week, are you? Or?
We'll be heading down to the nation's capital this week. We'll spend 4 days, actually 3 days.
The Lincoln bedroom?
Yeah, I'll be in 3 days in D.C. and then 1 day in New York. I'll be home next Friday.
All right. Time for the North Middlesex game. High snap. Nice move by Wilson. Logan, rather.
That's Toomley kicking.
Oh.
And he kind of a sidewinder kick and actually got some decent yardage on it.
Well, he did.
All the way down to the 27-yard line.
Very fortunate it wasn't blocked. I thought it was Logan kicking, and the reason I said Wilson, I went to school with a kid named Logan Wilson.
Right, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, Logan Wilson. Yeah.
All right. The Hawks of Xaverian coming out.
New quarterback number
Yep.
6.
That's Brian Donahue. Long count here. Back to pass. And it's almost intercepted by Fitchburg.
Mike Thomas, I already had one tonight. I believe he got the first interception and almost had one there.
I'm assuming that the new quarterback perhaps has a better arm than Joe Bickerstaff, but we'll see. Brian Donahue. Back to pass. Looking. Being chased out of the pocket. And he's down.
Marcus DiNatale chased Donahue all the way back to the 10-yard line, made a big play. Donahue tripped, and DiNatale all over him.
Yeah, DiNatale didn't touch him, but he didn't have to. He just chased him out of there, and Donahue trying to make the cut and went down. And it's a 3rd down and forever.
3rd and 30.
Brian Donahue. Drops straight back. Gets a long pass away. He's got somebody down there, but it is incomplete. Toomley defending.
Actually, that's Logan over there too. Logan's been playing some in the backfield there, number 13. I can see where the confusion has been here tonight. He's playing a lot of defensive back. And now they're going to have to kick from their end zone, Dave.
Wow. 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go. A little bit of a low snap, but he gets it away. Keenan watches it, and it goes out of bounds and into the stands. Let's see where they're going to mark it. Fitchburg will have excellent field position here.
About the 33-yard line, it looks like, Dave. 32.
Yep. Things looking very, very good for the Red Raiders here tonight as they are trying to go 6-0 and win their 3rd straight game over some very tough opponents. St. John's here.
Yeah, let's not forget the first two, St. Peter's and Neshoba.
Sure.
You know that this has been a brutal first half of the season. There's Frank McDonald.
Yep, 1st down. He gets inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders.
Well, we've said it in the other broadcast, and I think that Xaverian was aware of this. This team is very, very physical, and they wear you down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're seeing that right now. You know, they've had some pretty good success. Xaverian has against McDonald tonight. They've probably keyed on him, and they've had some success. But Fitchburg is so physical that they're starting to wear this team down, and you may see McDonald scoot in again.
Pitch goes to McDonald, cuts back in. He's got some running room, about 7 or 8. And it'll be a 2nd down and short.
35's a nice number.
Should play the over-under on this one.
What was it anyway?
I don't know. We're going to mark it on the 13-yard line. Well, actually, it's even inside the 13. McDonald again, this time the left side, inside the 10.
Trying to pick up that 1st down because this one more 1st down in this thing as well. I think it's toast anyways, but 3rd and inches.
That's Joe Imperato.
Yeah, it's just about right on the 10-yard line, as you see there.
3rd and 1.
Toomley to McDonald. And he's got the first down. And still on his feet as
Still
the
grinding.
scrum moves forward. And it's a first down and goal to go for the Raiders, who lead 28-7. With just over 4 minutes to go unofficially in the ball game.
Well, you gotta put this team right up there with the top teams in the state. I mean,
Well, they already are, yeah.
that Jeff Sagarin poll, I don't know what it means, but this is a good football team. This team belongs in the same
McDonald stopped on the dive.
same articles with the Boston College Highs and the.
Of course, they won't be, but
Well, I know, but when you beat two Boston city teams in consecutive weeks, somebody's got to take a look at it.
Yep.
And number 88, Derek Anderson.
This is a good football team.
Well, no gain on that play. It'll be second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Clock continues to tick away. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Keenan wide to the left. McDonald again, this time right side. Picks up a few, down to about the 5. They're going to mark it on the 6. So it'll be a third down and goal from the 6. And here we go. And coming around the left side. Hard hit there.
Hit by number 1.
Yeah, give Xaverian credit. They haven't given up. They
No,
could
they
have mailed it in here as time runs down here in the ball game. But they've played Fitchburg tough down here, and they don't want them to score anymore.
So it's going to be a fourth down and goal from the 5.
Going to try to field goal.
Yep. Ryan Logan and Toomley to hold. Snap, the kick is up. Boy, it's got the legs. It's good.
23-yard field goal.
So a minute and 42 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Red Raiders well on their way to their 6th straight victory without a loss, as they lead 31-7 over the Hawks of Xaverian.
Patriots, come and see your number 1 rated team.
And that sends a lot of the fans to the exits.
Couple of pretty good football players just leaving the press box. Andy LeBlanc and Devin Gates. That.
So you know those guys. I don't recognize them without a number on them.
That's right. Freddie Sullivan letting everyone know that next week against North Middlesex is homecoming here for Fitchburg High. And he yelled out, as only Freddie can do, the number 1 Fitchburg High School Red Raiders. So there's going to be a lot of people in central Massachusetts that are going to say that this is the number 1 football team in the state. And you can say that, and you can argue that. I know that Ray Cosenza doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't want anybody getting fat heads, but the fact of the matter is the fans want him to be number 1, and why not?
All right. There's the kick by Logan, coming down at the 20-yard line. The 30, 35, and a nice return there by number 7. That's Mark Thomas. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Xaverian. But there is only a minute and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. A very, very strong performance by the Raiders here tonight, both offensively and defensively.
And once again, an excellent crowd. So happy to
yeah.
see that.
Handoff right up the middle. Big hole there, and Benson is up over midfield and inside the 45, down to about the 43-yard line. And it'll be first down.
First and 10. Ball is at the 42-yard line.
I think Xaverian just wanted to, run it up the middle and a big gainer out of it. I don't think they were looking for anything special there.
42-yard line. Brian Donahue. Again, it goes to Benson. And he breaks a couple of tackles. He's got another first down, and he's finally ridden out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. 54 seconds, and of course the clock stops with the play going out of bounds. Of course, Xaverian would like to get at least one more score here to take a little bit of the sting out of the loss, but it's going to be a loss anyway as they limp back to Westwood. And again, it's Benson, and he is inside the 10, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Giovanni Benson. We got an injured Fitchburg player, and he's up and hobbling off the field. That's James Alexander. So that makes it 31-13. As here comes the kick. This is Kevin Tully. Low snap, gets it down. The kick is up. It is good. So with 41 seconds unofficially remaining in the ball game, the Red Raiders leading by a score of 31-14.
Well, no quitting Xaverian. They went right up the field in about 5 plays, it seemed like. 5 or 6 plays, and scored on the Fitchburg High defense that had played so well in this second half, and put another touchdown on the board.
You see head coach Ray Cosenza. Now you see him, now you don't. As Tully will be teeing it up, kickoff for the Hawks of Xaverian.
This will be an onside kick, I'll guarantee you that.
Well, it's not all over yet.
Cheerleaders are over there. It's all over. It's all over. And it really is, but there is 41 seconds left on the clock. But this, I don't think this kick will go far. Oh, wow. Boy, I've been wrong all night long.
All right, Toomley slides over the 20-yard line to the 22-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Raiders, and we'll probably see a couple of knees. Just a very, very satisfying victory for the Raiders here tonight. I'm frankly shocked that how easy it appeared to be.
Yeah, it really. I mean,
and Toomley takes the knee.
And there's a lot of pats on the helmets here. Good sportsmanship, a good clean game. There not a lot of personal fouls. Not a lot of personal fouls. And thanks, Chris. Chris Nicholas, going to be the new president of the Dave Sven's Luke Connery fan club.
We'll be starting to forgive you for the Nixon incident.
Yeah.
And the clock ticking away. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. That is it. It is all over at Crocker Field as the Red Raiders of Fitchburg High School bring their record to 6-0 with a convincing 31-14 victory over Eastern Mass powerhouse Xaverian of Westwood. As you see the players congratulating each other in the center of the field, and of course the Raiders will be making their way over to the cheering section in the traditional playing of the alma mater.
That's a terrific win for the Fitchburg High School Red Raiders. That puts them in some pretty elite company in the state of Massachusetts. They have beaten on consecutive weeks now Brockton High School at Marciano Stadium in Brockton, and then which is probably the big public powerhouse in the state. And now they come up here and beat the #1 private school in the state, Xaverian, convincingly by a score of 31-14.
Yeah, just a great game, and the few thousand fans that came down here to Crocker Field tonight were not disappointed, except the few hundred on the far side in the bleachers, who of course came and made their way up from Westwood and saw their team fall to 4-2. And here's the alma mater. Well, what a night.
That's right. What a night is right. There ain't nothing better than the school spirit that is generated from hearing that alma mater being played by the band and those kids running over there, and how quickly they wanted to leave the center of the field to get over there with the rest of their teammates and their classmates and all of the people that are following Fitchburg High this year and get into that alma mater. It's really special, and these kids are going to remember this for a long time. Fitchburg High, just a terrific win here tonight, Dave. 31-14, and bring on North Middlesex.
Yeah, and that'll be happening next Friday night here at Crocker Field, as Middlesex falling on tough times, 0-5, I believe, going into this weekend, but they always play Fitchburg tough, and of course Fitchburg, you could say, well, after 3 straight weeks against 3 big teams, will there be a letdown? Who knows? But we'll be here next Friday to tell you all about it, and hope to see all of you there right here at Crocker Field. So that's it. Final score for the final time: Fitchburg 31, Xaverian 14. The Red Raiders are 6-0. For Luke Conry and the entire Fitchburg Access Television crew, this is Dave Svens wishing you a very pleasant good evening from Crocker Field.